Louisiana Beer Reviews. Żywiec Session IPA, brewed since 2018. But the Żywiec Brewery was established back in 1856. But anyway, this is hoppy and aromatic Session India Pale Ale style, cold hopped with American hops. So American companies use European hops, and European companies use American hops. There's also a 0% IPA from this company. Brewery Archducal in Żywiec, 1856. It says, the Session IPA beer recipe is created by the masters of the Żywiec Brewing School who have been working for many generations in the Archducal breweries in Żywiec and Sesyjne. Glass changing to blue color indicates ideal temperature. Well, I don't have a Żywiec blue color glass. Imported by Amtech International of New York. I was looking for that company and Google said it was permanently closed. So they might have gotten bought out. Produced by Grupa Żywiec Browarna. Żywiec, Poland. Okay. Best before L10996 16B1203. That doesn't mean a lot of good. I hope I do try it before L10996 16B1203. So it's a turquoise label with red and gold and white trim. There's a ship. I guess for the Baltic Sea. Poland being on the Baltic Sea. As well as Denmark, Germany, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and other countries. Okay, nice little smoke. My experience with the Session IPAs hasn't been too favorable. Most of them taste like hoppy water. Founders All Day IPA, I really like that one. That's one that I can tolerate. There was another one I tried also, I can't remember. It might have been the one from Lagunitas. Well, but I don't remember. But most of the experiences were grim. This is a 500 milliliter bottle. It was sent to me by Douglas in Virginia. Thank you, Douglas. He picked it up in New Jersey. Now, it's got me a little worried because of this hexagonal residue in the bottle. Sometimes that's indicative of skunking. These European bottles are brown, but if you look at them closely, they're more like greenish brown. There's the embossed crown. I guess for back when Poland was a kingdom up until the 1790s. All right. Oh, appearance. It's a little hazy. There's bubble streams that I can see, pretty fierce bubble streams. A fairly thick off-white head, and it's gold, orange gold, depending how the light hits it. Okay, nose. Very herbal hop notes. Herbal hop resin, which is like if you're not used to hops, like a spice. Not heat spice, but spiciness. White bread crust. All right, so we got a A on appearance and an A on the nose. Now, Rate Beer would say an A. Are you kidding? They give it a 16 out of 100. And a 4 out of 100 in the style. So Rate Beer are saying that you can't drink it. It's undrinkable. It's that bad. It's monstrously bad. Beer Advocate, on the other hand, is giving it an 82. They're saying it's good. Nothing remarkable, but it's good. And a 63 out of 100 on Untappd. Tap. 5%. Couldn't find the IBU. Yeah, it's got that watery thing going. You say it's sessionable. You could drink a lot. I could drink a lot of mini beers. I could drink a lot of Miller Lite Light. They used to sell Schlitz Light. I could drink a lot of that back when I used to buy that. I used to buy it if I was going to be out with friends because, or if they were coming over because they always want to drink light beer. I never would buy Schlitz Light on my own for my own sake, but I'd buy it for them. Then they would, just for something unusual, you know, they'd say Schlitz Light. Then they didn't really want it, even though in a blind taste test, Bud Light, Miller Light, Coors Light, Busch Light probably wouldn't have been able to tell it apart. And Schlitz, to me, Schlitz Light was a little bit better than those. But when people are predisposed to like or dislike something based on labels, they judge things by the cover, not the contents. I'm judging this by the contents. I like the appearance. It's nice. The turquoise, the red, the gold. It's not the greatest color scheme, but it's certainly not terrible. It's distinct. It's different. I don't see that color scheme too much, if ever. Body's light. Finish is mostly dry. There's some herbal hop notes. The bready notes are very low. The flavor notes are low. Now, nice lacing, gotta say that. It's just like most of these session IPAs, and the IBUs must be even lower. Well, European India Pale Ales tend to be more like American Pale Ales, or lower in IBU. But I mean, compared to something like Coniston's Blueberg Bitter IPA, it's a joke, you know. I mean, that thing just destroys. I saw some Coniston's Bluebird, but it wasn't an IPA. They were listing it as a different ale this time, bitter ale. Maybe they changed it, or maybe it's a different one. I'll have to check that out. But they're just bland. Does it have an off flavor or a bad flavor? No. Just doesn't have much flavor. So you say, well, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, Busch Light, Milwaukee's Best Light, they don't have a lot of flavor. No, they don't, which is Natural Light. Well, I don't buy those. I don't buy light beers. If I was going to, I certainly would be buying the cheapest one. I can get a 30-pack of Natural Light for $20.49, or Milwaukee's Best Light $20.49, or Keystone Light. Forgot about that from Coors. $20.49. So why would I pay extra for a name and it's not better? And Michelob Light is really expensive. Now talking about the Ultra, that's expensive too. Not talking about the Ultra. But I definitely wouldn't pay an elevated price for a Polish import session IPA that, like I'm telling you, is not. I know this is an ale; those are lagers. I get that, but in the final analysis, really isn't that much different. And you know, you're not going to get a 30-pack of this for $20.49 here. Maybe in Poland, it's just dull. It's not an outrageously low score like 16 out of 100 on rate beer. That's a joke. But it's just ho-hum. The bitterness units must be very low. I don't know how they're calling it an India Pale Ale. If you want to say it's a session pale ale, I'll go along with that. It's a little sourness, a little bread crust, a little, I don't mean sourness like in a standard beer sourness, not like a sour beer, which usually are more tart than sour anyway. Ultimately, it's just bland. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a sip, and then I want to take a photo of it. Żywiec is so much nicer, you know, and the Żywiec Baltic Porter, the 9.5%, because there's lower versions of it. But the 9.5 coming to the U.S., incredible beer. I mean, incredible. But you wouldn't want to session that. it's I don't even know how to rate these things really because I don't even know what they're supposed to be. You know, I don't know what the point is with these 5%. Yeah, I knew it was 5. Somebody was saying about the Pabst hard coffee, Pabst Blue Ribbon hard coffee. He was like, "What's the point of those beers?" So I don't really know. I don't understand, what their purpose is, but I mean they taste good, so I gave them a high score. This tastes okay, and I'm gonna give it an okay score. Last call. Sorry, Douglas, but I gotta call him honestly. Yeah, it's all right. I could say a B minus, for like lighter beer, but it's 5%. It should have more character than that. You really want to session down a 5%, 500 milliliter bottles? It's going to get you well lit, but then you're not going to have any flavor experience for the most part, and then it's going to cost you in the pocketbook. So, it's a fail. But they tried something different at least. Heck, there's one other English language video review. I'm about to go watch it. We'll see what he says. El Degustation. See what he says about it. He'll probably like it. I don't know. He's not one to just give it a high score because it's from Poland, though. He may take issue with it too. I'm gonna say 78 out of 100. 7.8 out of 10. I mean, it's okay. I'm glad I tried it because now I get to say, yep. The European Session IPAs are just as crummy as the American ones. Don't buy them. Don't buy them. Oh well. I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Poland, to Żywiec, Poland, and tour the Żywiec Archducal Brewery.